Good morning. This countdown's a little off, by the way. My countdown only starts at 30 minutes. So it's actually 42 minutes. But I'm just looking at some NBA stuff, and I'm just ready to go. So I figured out in case anybody has any questions. Can't believe that Suns Warriors parlay last night, man. People were like, people, if you've been betting for a while, there's always the people that panic. And there was people in the Discord like panicking because the Suns were down 15 early. It was great. Yeah, I mean, I agree, David. It's always good to surround yourself with people that you trust, and a lot of these smaller schools for these college games, I don't have the time to look at them, so I know that these guys take it very seriously. So, or are you talking about like the Wizards? Because I bet like the Wizards, and there's value in betting bad teams in the NBA also. Speaking of the NBA, yeah, I recorded the Knicks, and that line was at 4.5, and then I went to upload it, and I saw it had moved to 6. I'd still probably lay it with the Knicks, though. In fact, I should probably... Nah, you know what? I'll do it after this. Pacers came back down to 7.5. 6.5. Damn it. I bet the Spurs at 3.5. I lost a point there. I should have bet the freaking Kings. I pulled the trigger on the Spurs instead of the Kings. I lost the point in the Spurs. Now, damn. I ended up losing a point in both spots because I bet the wrong one early. Someone asked if I ever cash out. The answer is most definitely not. So pretty simply, the sports books aren't going to offer you a cash out that help. Like, what do you think they're trying to help you? If they offer you a cash out, it's because they think that if you take that option, it's beneficial to them. So quick example. So I've given this example 1 or 2 times on here, but in case you haven't heard me say it. So say you bet 49ers minus 3.5, right? Bet 49ers minus 3.5. The line moves. It's now 49ers minus 1.5. So you're holding a dead ticket. Let's say Christian McCaffrey ruled out or something. And you're holding a 49ers minus 3.5 ticket. And you bet $100 on it. So that ticket was worth $100 when you bet it. Now it's probably worth about $85. People in their head, oh, this ticket is worth nothing now. No, that could still hit. It just has a less of a chance of hit. Sorry, it's early. My thoughts are scrambled. So that could still hit. Just has less of a chance of hitting. So it's just not worth $100 anymore. It's still worth about $85. So what the sportsbook will do is they do their own calculations. They calculate how much that ticket is worth based on its probability of hitting. And then they'll offer you a cash out if they calculate it's worth $85 because they know you're not doing those calculations. They'll send you a cash and be like, hey, we'll give you $60 to cash out of that. And people are like, oh, I get $60, man. I only lose $40. And so people buy the ticket and then sell it back at a loss just because something didn't go their way. So I never cash out. It would be like the best metaphor that I use is if you bought in on a stock, right, at $10 a share. And you bought a bunch of stock at $10 a share. That stock goes down to $8 a share. So your investment lost money. And then they come to you and be like, investment didn't work out. You lost money. Why don't you let us buy those shares back at $6? So you're going to sell it at a loss. They're like, what do you think? They're trying to help you? They're not going to offer you a cash out that's beneficial to you. They're offering you a cash out that their numbers indicate is profitable for them. So that's my take on that. All right, let's see if there's anything changed in the injury world of the NBA. Now, it looks like same reports that I was looking at last night. No updates here. Okay, so we got a report in from Boston. Holiday and Porzingis questionable. Those are the two guys that sat out. Al Horford questionable. Man, I'm waiting for the updates on this. M.A. Navarez, who does baseball in your group? We all do. Baseball is the one sport that we all do together. And for baseball, we'll be putting out, if you're talking about what we do on the website, we'll be putting out like 3 or 4 posts a day. It'll be like Kyle's MLB picks, Prop Beaver's MLB picks, Toast MLB picks. And then we'll probably put like one top bet a day that we like collaborated to do. So it'll be like one network top pick of the day or something. That's what I think we're going to do. But we all do baseball. So baseball, it's not the most, as far as viewership goes, it's like the least popular. It's not the biggest sports betting time of year, but we actually do well because we have a good baseball show and we have a bunch of baseball people and people like our baseball stuff. So that time is pretty slow for everyone else, but actually we do well during that time. How many bets do I normally make a day? I mean, it depends. This time of year, let's see, I probably made like 7 bets yesterday. Something like that. But I mean, it also depends on like the day of the week. On a college football Saturday in October, I'll place like 35, 40 bets. Seriously. And it's not, for that, it's all like a personal preference. I'm able to place more bets than the average person responsibly because I have a staff. I have a 9-person staff. So, not to mention I have a bunch of code written with all kinds of spreadsheets. So I'm able to responsibly research and make educated bets on a lot more games than the average person just because of the setup I have. For like a normal person that works a 9 to 5 wouldn't have the time to, like there's no way they have the time to responsibly look at that many games. So yeah, but I mean, it depends. Like during the fall, I'll place like 35 bets on Saturday, 20 on Sunday for NFL, and then I'll place 10 bets throughout the whole week in between. It's just that every time of year is different. Do I deal with Bet US? They emailed me a couple times. I don't really know much about them, to be honest. I do DraftKings, FanDuel, BetMGM, Bet ESPN, Caesars I use a lot. I have 9 that I use here in New Jersey here. You know what? I couldn't get a Bet Rivers account set up. They asked for a picture of my social security card or something. No. My passport. They wanted my passport, and I was like, I have a driver's license, and they wanted my passport. So I actually never got a Bet Rivers account set up. I use Bet365 too. Points Bet. I have that one. Yeah, I bet UFC, but I just blindly tail my guy that does it for us for the website. He's pretty good, and he takes it like really seriously. Before I hired him part-time to do it for us, well, I think he still does it. He had his own UFC MMA DFS page, like his own little blog that he ran, and he takes it really seriously. So I do bet UFC sometimes, but it'll literally just be blindly what he posts on the website. I wouldn't look into it myself because I don't understand the sport on the level he does. What sites are good for stats? That's a loaded question, man. So if you're talking about, all right, so the stats I use to make one of my videos, there's 7 or 8 different websites we use to compile that together. That's why people like my stuff, is because there's nowhere you can find what we just posted. We took stats from this site, combined it with stats with this site, calculated to make this. So it's not exactly a direct link. That being said, if you're looking for like a good place to start for NBA, Cleaning the Glass is really good. And I'm not affiliated with them. I've never spoken to them, so I'm not being paid to say that. They really are. They just do a good job. You know what? I should probably email Cleaning the Glass. I wonder if they would pay me to promote them. Because I really would do it in good faith, because I do believe in I like their site. For college basketball, I like CBB Analytics. CBBanalytics.com. What do you take into account when varying your bets? I feel like there's a couple different ways I can interpret that question. Can you rephrase it? Yo, Sauce, when are you going to collab with Pick Dogs again? I don't know, man. I don't really put a ton of thought into that. I have the guess. As far as who comes on, it's literally like I don't even have a guess for 4 p.m. yet. In fact, watch. This is how I do it. DMs. Oh, you know what? I asked Ronald already, so I'm waiting for... So I'm waiting for a message back from Ronald. But I just... I have some people that have set days, and... Hey, appreciate it, Cliff Lloyd. No, I would not agree with that, JJ Flannery. Wisconsin sucks, man. Oh, nice. We're at 30, so we can officially start the countdown now. Oh, Andy just sent me the pie charts, so let's get them up. I know, Shane. I don't really feel comfortable betting against Mike Gundy either. Toast really likes Oklahoma State. So if you're taking Oklahoma State, Toast is with you. I'm on UCF, though. Man, Oklahoma State, at the end of January, early February, they won like 3 out of 4. Then they played Oklahoma tough down to the wire. They were playing really well. And I remember at that point, I was like, oh, man, Oklahoma State live in the tournament, Big 12 tournament. We got to bet this team's money line. But they have just mailed it in, man. They've lost 5 in a row, 3 in a row by double digits. They're getting the shit beat out of them. Man, I don't know what to do now. Kings down to 1.5. This basically comes down, betting that one, Bucks Kings, comes down to, do you think the 3 games is enough of a sample size to officially declare the Bucks defense as shit? Because the Bucks defense in the last 3 games has been terrible. Is that enough? Because if the Bucks are going to come into Sacramento with the defense the way they're playing, the Kings are going to win. But the Bucks defense was playing so well before. Who knows if randomly it's about to show up. Appreciate it, Daniel Elford. Yeah, we do a good job. All of the money I make, and obviously people have been on my website and see the number of people on there, can do some math and realize that I make good money, but I still drive the same Honda Accord that I was driving 4 years ago. Like, all the money I make goes back into it, hiring new people, getting new code written. So like, that's why the content looks so good, is because every single dollar I've made is being put right back into it to make a better product. Shelly Palmer, UCF minus 4.5. Damn right, me too. I'm on UCF also. Yo, Salcedo asking about the Knicks. Check this out. Actually, this is sweet. So Prop Beaver sent me this about an hour ago. All right, where's he at? Prop Beaver. Oh, he texted it to me. Hold on. Where the hell is he? Where the hell did he send that to me? I thought he sent it to me in a Twitter DM. Oh, here it is. Yep, it is in the Twitter DM. Okay, so I'm going to put it right up on the screen. Okay, so this comes from Trendsetter. It's a Twitter account. We don't know them or anything, but Prop Beaver likes their stuff. All right, so the Knicks in this spot, they're in a revenge spot after losing to the 76ers. So in this spot, when a team is played against the same opponent in their previous game, so these like home and homes, team was a favorite in their previous game. The game number of the season is greater than 30, so it's late in the year. The team lost their previous game, and the team is now favored to win. It's 56, 24, and 2 against the spread. That now, like, obviously there's a lot of layers to that, pretty thin, but this basically, to break it down in a more of a logical, when it's later in the season and a team was favored and got upset and then plays the exact same team again, they usually get their revenge. That's what this is saying. And that's an extremely high hit rate. So, yeah, I don't think there's any reason not to take the Knicks, especially with Anunoby back. It's Denver dropped to the 3.5. Oh, you're talking about Denver college basketball. That's what you're trying to talk. Nuggets don't play tonight, do they? Am I really bugging where I didn't even know the Nuggets played? No Nuggets tonight. That must be talking about, I think, game 12. Yep, Denver, San Diego State here. Ah, damn it. I lost my countdown. All right, so that's 24 minutes and something. I don't know. I don't really do I'm not a big futures guy. If there's one thing sports tell us is that everything could, like, teams look different in a week, and that's why I'm a big last 5 games, last 10 guys, 10 games kind of guy. During the football season, I'm a last 3 games. Like, that's what because I mean, things change, and so it's really hard as far as who could win the NBA championship. Anyone could get hot. I mean, the Clippers can get hot, the Suns can get hot. But yeah, I'm sticking with my pick. I'm sticking with the Suns, even though, like, probably not the right side to be on, but I'll stick with it. No, I know that I said, I don't know if I bet the Suns' future. I might have. I don't even remember, but I know I said the Suns would. What are you talking about? Stop the cap. I know I said I thought the Suns would come out of the West. I said that, but, like, as a whole, I'm not the biggest like, you won't hear me talking about futures much. What the fuck? This guy's crazy. Yeah, I mean, Kevin S. I can't bet on the college basketball. I've had bad days. These teams are a toss-up. Yeah, I mean, I've had some bad ones recently, too. Saturday was tough for me. Yesterday, I think I went 6-4 on the show or something, though. So, and the bets I placed went 2-1, I think. So, yesterday I made some money. But, I mean, obviously, coming from me, I agree with you. I don't really know much about these teams to begin with, let alone trying to figure this out. Now that the better tournaments are starting, we're like Big 12, ACC, it should be... it's never easy, but it should be at least more easy to understand, I suppose. We got 12 games. Sun's getting bounced in the play-in. Hey, man. My bad, Nicholas Matthews. It's fucking early, bro. Shit, he was kidding. Yo, do you know what? One thing, it's really hard sometimes with written text, because sometimes we like bullshit on the show and talk shit to each other, and then sometimes someone will comment like playing into that, like talking shit to Scoop, like we all do, but like when you're reading it, it comes off a certain way because you don't know that person. So I think that's something I need to be better at, because like I think sometimes people are just like bullshitting with me, and I like snap back at them in comments when they were just like BSing. So yeah, I guess I gotta stop doing that. Yeah, how about those Bulls is right? Thanks for showing up, man. Jesus. Thank God for that stupid ass parlay. Nah, I mean, Suns may get bounced in the play-in, man. I wouldn't back off that take. It's possible. Are they even in the play-in right now? I'm pretty sure they're in the 6th spot. Yeah, they're in the 6th right now. I don't know. The West has so many teams that have such high ceilings. So it's like Sacramento's in the 7 right now. They could, I mean, last year they were the 3. Golden State's in the 10. There's like so many teams in between 4 and 10 in the West. I actually should say 3 and 10 to the West. All 8 of those teams could easily be 60 and 22, or they have such high ceilings. When the East, it's like you got like 3 elite teams, or 2 elite teams, I should say, and then a huge drop off. Yeah, Scoop does suck. So you went and watched the Naked and Afraid video? Yeah, that shit's funny if you guys have never seen that. Here, I'll post the link if you guys want to go watch that real quick. It's only like 40 seconds long or something. I said if the Raptors, I think it was the Raptors game, I said that I would apply to be on Naked and Afraid if like some NBA team lost or something, and they lost. I think they lost on a buzzer beater, I'm pretty sure, too. Appreciated, Salty Fly Guy. Yeah, I live bet the Knicks in that first game against Philly also. I took a loss on that as well. I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, I don't mention the VIP much because there's so much bullshit in this industry. People trying to like buy these picks, they're locks, and that's not really what I want. I'm more looking to build. I like to subscribe to my website is more like when you would subscribe to a Patreon for like a podcaster or a comedian that you like. It's just like people that like what I do, support the stuff. And yeah, like obviously my picks are on there, and so are the picks from people in my staff, and that's like a perk. But it's more just be a part of the community. That I don't really like to push it as like gotta sign up for these locks. I never wanted to be like a sharp sports bettor. That wasn't like my ambition. I wanted a sports betting show where we talked about sports betting. Now it turns out when you do something full time for multiple years, you become pretty good at it. So I think I'm pretty good at this now, but that was never my goal to be like a sharp sports bettor. I wanted to produce my own sports betting show. So, which I am doing. But in turn, I've actually gotten pretty good at it. But that wasn't like, it's weird how life works out. That wasn't like the plan. Yeah, subliminal. People have been asking, and I really got to do that. A lot of people have asked that. So we're kind of changing it up. In the years past, we've done Kyle does NBA, Toast does college basketball, and like each person had a set sport. But I think we're going to start doing it where like, hey, if you like a bet, post it on the site, even if it's not in your sport. Like if I should post my college basketball bets on there, even though like I'm not the college basketball guy. So we're going to start doing that. A lot of people have said that. I mean, what makes someone a sharp? It's just like one of those terms that doesn't really mean anything. It was, I guess, like people use it to describe all different. When we use it like sarcastically, like, oh, that's sharp. But I mean, I guess it would mean somebody that is able to, that consistently has an edge over the sports books. I think that would be the actual word definition of what it means when people are referring to it. Glad to hear it, the general. To either inspiration for my Discord. I'm developing a nice community. Glad to hear it. Yeah, I believe that like whatever that part of your brain is, like if everyone has something in that part of their brain, like the creative part, whether it's, for me, it's video editing, and I happen to be passionate about sports betting, so like went hand in hand. But like whether you're into music, even the problem is it's what gets attached to it is like people think if you're into music, for example, that you're trying to be a famous rock star. Like, no, it's just like healthy to use that part of your brain. Like, you should have a music blog where you review music, even if it's no one's gonna read it, just because it's fucking healthy to use that part of your brain. And you're talking to somebody that's like all about business. Like, I'm an ambitious person, but it's like it's healthy to. It's hard to explain. That part of your brain needs to be exercised, though. For me, it's video editing. That was like what I found my shit. Oh, someone else wants the Naked and Afraid. Yeah, that shit's funny, man. My goal is actually, it's growing too fast right now, so I can't take time away from this, but my goal is to do funny skits because I'm good at making, I'm good at making videos, and I consider myself pretty witty and clever, so I can make some funny shit, but maybe in a couple years. Yeah, Brian H. I can tell you, it doesn't suck. I mean, it's work. It's a lot of work. I work like 100 hours a week. I swear to God. But like, it's not the only reason. The only way I'm able to do that is because I truly enjoy it. I mean, when your work is throwing on a Netflix show and looking at basketball stats all day, it's like I'm down to put in some extra hours, you know? Nah, MT, I don't really have interest in like a podcast like that. My information's data driven. There's not much opinion stuff. It's like, I don't know, maybe someday. It's not something I'm passionate about, though. I find most of that content, I don't really like it. When people are just talking, rambling about nothing, I'm not really a fan of that. So I don't know if I personally would do it. Oh, EQ, yeah, I have an Oral Roberts tattoo on my ass from that. That shit, like, ESPN shared that, Barstool. That was years ago. I forgot about that. Yeah, see, Lakers money line. So you said but you do it good. Yeah, I do it good right now because I don't usually do it. So I'm answering questions and stuff, but it gets repetitive. If I did this every single day, people be asking the same questions every single day. Eventually, people would be like, "Yo, we've heard someone ask how you started video editing 100 times." You know, like, you only can tell the story so many times about my life. Appreciate it. Jay, because stocks aren't fun to watch. That's why. The only, like, there's more money to be made in investing in stocks than betting on sports, but you get to watch them. I enjoy watching the games. You can't watch the market like that. It's just not fun. Noah Carter, I don't know. Besides YouTube, that's how I learned. Everything you see on the screen, everything you see uploaded to YouTube, I self-taught all of it. So I just use YouTube to do it. But you have to, like, your tutorials aren't going to just teach you. You have to watch the tutorial and do it 100 times. Like, the way I was able to learn is I watched the tutorial, but I was actually making a video for something. I don't even remember. There was probably several videos, but like I was actually making something. So it wasn't just I watched the tutorial to learn. I watched it because I had to get this done. So that's the best way to do it, is have something in mind that you want to edit. How much does match fixing rigging playing a part? I mean, all right, I'll answer that. So if someone who says sports are rigged is either not educated on the topic or just doesn't have a high IQ. And I don't mean that to be insulting. But people who say sports are rigged is kind of like, it's kind of like people who say the earth is flat. It's like, sure, there are 1,000 people that agree with you. If you think the earth are flat, there are thousands of people out there that'll co-sign it, like your post, they're with you. But nobody that has ever worked in astronomy or physics, nobody that would ever have any sort of qualifications to speak on that would say that. And it's the same with sports are rigged. Like, sure, there are thousands of people who will say that, but nobody that's ever worked in professional sports or has a relative that played professional sports or has a friend that played high-level collegiate sports, no one like that whatever say that, because they know it's not. It's only people that have no connection to sports at all, probably watch a lot of content on the internet, usually a gullible group of folks. And I didn't mean to insult anybody if you're watching, but maybe that's the best thing for you to hear. D, when you see 80% of the public on one side, I mean, there's also an aspect of the odds makers like the other side. So they're not moving the line, letting the money going over there because they like their position, because they're good at what they do. Yeah, there's Surf J, do you guys show and track your results on a website? Yeah, there's the results page on KyleKirms.com, but that just tracks our final bets. Like, we don't track every single pick we make on the show. That'd be insane. But you know what? We probably should. But it's hard because a lot of the picks on the show are like, yeah, screw it. Put this up for me. It's like, it's more like a lean on some of them. So, but like all the final picks that we post on the website, they're tracked. You can go to KyleKirms.com and click on results at the top. Yeah, Wags, exactly. So when I say, all right, so the sports rig thing, when I say what I just said, I'm not saying a sporting event has never been rigged. Of course, individual people have done shit before. Of course, referees, players, I'm sure it's happened tons of times. But that doesn't make the sentence true. If my Honda breaks down on the highway, does that all of a sudden make the sentence Hondas break down true? Like, no, like it's happened. There's individual instances, but never mind. I don't know why I even entertained this one. So are you saying the Bruins game last night was not rigged? I didn't watch the Bruins game, man, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say no, it wasn't. Lakers money line, if you're talking about the Jets game, he would have been an idiot to score. His options were A, sliding with his. That Mahomes one was crazy. I can't believe people didn't understand that. So Mahomes is running towards the end zone, uncontested. His options were A, slide and win the game, or B, score and probably win the game. Those were his options. Win the game or probably win the game. And people are shocked that he chose win the game. Why would he choose probably win the game? If he scored, the game's not over. The Jets get the ball back. If he slid, the game is literally over. It was like, I couldn't believe people don't understand that. Should I do picks? Any advice on trying to start your own sports betting channel? Number one, dude, the advice that no one wants to take because it's hard. Bro, have a losing day. I'm not saying go out and have a losing day on purpose. When you have a losing day, make that the lead of your fucking video. Show everyone that you're like lose and are not afraid to talk about it. I swear to God, when I have a rough day and make a video that starts with like, I suck, I got crushed last night. Man, the real sports bettors respect that shit. Trust me. Yeah, there's going to be idiots in the comments, dummies that say whatever. That's not the people you want anyway. You don't want them watching your shit anyway, so don't worry about what they say. Respect it, like respectful, experienced sports bettors. Trust. Yo, Prop Beaver, he was ice cold. He gained a lot of followers at it because people like liked it. People were like, yo, this dude's real as hell. He's on a cold streak. So people, just be honest, man. This industry is so full of bullshit. Honesty rises right to the top. Yo, Floorgasm. Why did the Mets front office look at that rotation and get excited? I don't know. I like the Mets this year, though. And the reason I'm a Mets fan, for those of you that don't know, I grew up in Jersey. The reason I like the Mets is because I feel like it's the first season where we don't have insane expectations. Like all my Mets fans are like, we're so fucked. Like they think the season's going to suck. So the fact that we finally are entering a season with no expectations, watch us win 92 games this year because of that. I'm telling you, I like the Mets. I like Mets win total over. Appreciate it, Bruce. Yeah, it's crazy how since obviously this is brand new to me, but people join at different times. So this guy was saying he just joined at the beginning of college football. So I always got to try to keep the content, like you can't use like inside jokes from a year ago, which is like that's a big adjustment. But as long as you keep it like on topic. Appreciate it, Mark's Reviews. Oh, yeah, Mark's Reviews has been around for a while. What's up, man? D, they don't guess the total and spread by 0.5 night in and night out in the NFL. Did you watch this season? They're blatantly wrong all the time. Dustin, I don't really... We're going to do a MLB win total show. So we're going to do one before the season where we'll go through. I don't personally... I'm not the biggest fan of them. But we'll do one. Yeah, college basketball. All right, let's get these people in here. Or let's send them an email to see if they're ready to get in here. Be 50% or better. That's my motto. That's a good motto, man. And I think people need to hear that. Like, that's why you always hear me say like 55% over, because people need to hear that, because so many people bet parlays and all this wild shit. But if you really think about it, if you're betting minus 110 spreads, 52.3% breaks even. 52.3%. That's all you need. So the idea, like, it's so hard to make money betting on sports. It is, but if you take out the betting like an idiot element, it becomes a lot easier. And I'm not saying it's easy at all. It's hard as shit. But 52.3%, if you just keep saying that, like, that's all I got to do. If I place 100 bets, I got to win 53 of them. That's it. Yeah, it makes it a lot easier. Hold on. Scoop, I can't hear you. I don't have my headphones on, but I'm going to put Toast on for a second. I have to go piss real quick.
Oh, when he leaves, so.
All right, Toast and Andy are on. I'm going to go take a piss real quick before we start.
I would think 20 would be the cap, yes. Depending on what games there is, 18 would be a good number.
I was going to say, even 20, I mean, you can pick 20.
High number.
Yeah.
Yeah. Saturday we'll probably do every game.
Well, I was just about to say, in all seriousness, if whatever games make it easier on you, like, as far as, like, I trust your guy. I mean, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, like today, like if it was a normal day today, like Thursday, for example, where you have a lot of games, right? We wouldn't be doing like Bryant or UMass, like those wouldn't, because those, as good as those conference tournaments actually are, nobody gives a crap. So.
Oh my God, it's early, boys. It is early.
I thought it was early for me, and then I remembered for you, it's like what, 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
What up?
It doesn't really bother me. Like, once I'm up, like,
morning,
I literally get up like 3 minutes before the show. I'm like, it's just who I am. And I've done that my whole life with everything.
Yeah, Toast, I joined your Gonzaga spaces last night. Gonzaga.
I saw that. I was out, and then I saw that you were back in. I'm like, well, geez, I can't be out of here if you're in town.
Yeah, I was talking some Zags basketball last night.
Those guys really know college basketball, though, so you can learn some shit from them.
Yeah, I joined in just to listen. But the first like 20 minutes was all about Zags, and I was like, all right, well, can we talk about tomorrow's games? but I bet it's, I mean, the title of the thing was Gonzaga advances to the finals. Yeah. All right, thanks for everyone for tuning in early. I'm about to burn one down in honor of Toast, the fucking man.
Oh.
My group chat was going crazy about like, oh, if San Francisco wins this, and you just see my text. I was like, it was halftime. They're like, oh, if San Francisco wins this, I was like, guys, They're going to get blown out.
There are people. Are there people that like St. Mary's? I jumped in Gonzaga at 2. It's at 3.5 now. I don't know how anyone would like St. Mary's at that short of a number.
I still can't believe they started it at 1.5. Like, I just don't understand
Yeah, I
it.
think Gonzaga.
I didn't bet it at 1.5 because I was freaked out. It was open on DraftKings, and I was like, maybe I'm missing something. I thought someone might have been hurt.
I think St. Mary's has done enough to gain the respect of bettors.
Yes, Scoop. Scoop did get a light on his laptop, so that's why you could
did.
see
I
it.
did.
But yeah, St. Mary's did earn the respect of bettors, but in January, I feel like if you take the last month, if you just isolate the last 30 days, that Gonzaga's on a neutral site 5-6 points better than St. Mary's.
And honestly, and I'm being dead honest, and I'm not even saying this as a Gonzaga. I'm a Gonzaga guy. Everybody knows this, but I truly believe if St. Mary's is healthy, it's a different story. Like I truly believe that, but they're not, and that's just the fact of the matter.
System plays like St. Mary's first half money line.
Good luck with that, bud.
Kyle, I'm gonna call you about the results thing later, all right?
Oh yeah. You didn't sound like you wanted to do it, so I was like, all right, I'll get someone else.
No. I'll call you.
What was the game last? Oh, the Milwaukee game. Somebody was in there in this comments earlier that Milwaukee game like helped their night. That was a great ending to a game.
Me and Scoop had Northern Kentucky in that one.
I know, that's why I brought it up.
Public peace.
No, I think I did pretty well though yesterday. I think I was like 6-4 or something in my picks on the show. I didn't do as well as Toast. Toast won like 8-3 or some shit.
Really?
Yeah, you were. I was doing the results and they weren't all done, but you were. When I was 8 games in, you started off the show 7-1.
Yeah, the only game you had wrong, I think, was Arkansas State.
Yeah, it was your only loss. But I.
Which is like an understandable one.
But when I was doing that, there were still 3 games playing. So I don't know how you did in the late ones. You won the Zags.
Yeah, definitely won.
In the 11 games we did yesterday, I think you were like 9-2.
Yeah.
You didn't even know that?
No, because
No, I didn't.
well, it's just I base everything off of VIP.
Right, of how your bets on the
A
VIP
couple of
did.
those didn't make it because I wanted to play the lines as late as possible, and you just can't really do that. So it was still a green day. Green is good, so I'll
Green
take
is
it.
good.
It could have been a little bit better. That's all.
So you guys know what I'm betting in this one. I don't know what happened to Scoop, but whoa. Did
look
you
at
send me
those
the
pie
picks
charts.
graphics?
Beautiful.
Yes, I did, sir.
1 second.
Did you load them in?
I didn't load them in.
Is it still 4.5? Okay.
Yeah, I did all the.
1 second, guys. Let me load up the pick graphics for today. I could have done this for the whole time I was sitting here talking about how sports rigged. Sports aren't rigged. Someone asked that one in the waiting room, so we had a conversation about that.
If anybody has a connection, hook me up with some monsters. Okay.
Does anyone have a Monsters plug? All right, let's go. Pick graphics. Yes, Andy did do them. They're done here.
Scoop said he has power flash off, so it's coming back on now.
Okay.
Dude,
Wonder
I had that yesterday too. I
shout
don't
out
know
to
what's
the
going
East
on.
Coasters who obviously you guys make fun of me with my Wi-Fi. At least I have power.
No, we're good
Yeah.
now. I got that new thing. So, yeah, I'm on UCF here, as I said in my video. Just a much better team. I wanted to believe in this Oklahoma State team, but they punted. They punted on the season, man. They've lost 5 in a row. They've lost 3 in a row by double digits. This Oklahoma State team has mailed it in for the year. There's no reason to put my money on it. Toast is making a mistake in this one.
I guess I'm up next. So I'm on Oklahoma State here, plus the points. Do I have a little bit of worry that they have mailed it in a little bit? Yes. But if you take a look after that Cincinnati game, they lost to Oklahoma in overtime by 2. They played this UCF team. They lost by 6 at home. And then Texas Tech, BYU. Texas and BYU are playing really good basketball right now. So it's really hard to fault them. Even losing by double digits, I'm not really there. And then Texas Tech on the road. That was just unexcusable. But one stat I would like to share for you guys, with you guys that I found last night. Since 2012 in the Big 12, 2005 in the Big 12 tournament, first round dogs, 35, 16 ATS. And since 2015, they are 13-2 ATS. So Oklahoma State plus the points. Cowboy up, baby.
So 13-2 against the spread. Big 12 first round dogs.
since 2015.
That's a pretty serious trend there. But that doesn't apply to teams that have mailed it in.
That is true. I will not be using this on the other game.
Yeah, West
get
Virginia.
Yeah, I don't know if I can get there.
I'm on Cincinnati in that one. Andy, who are you? Are you with me or are you with Toast?
I'm gonna side with Toast for the number here. I don't think they're gonna win the game, Oklahoma State. I think it'll be a very close game at the end. I agree with you. I think Oklahoma State's mailed it in, but I also think UCF's offense is so bad that I really don't think they're necessarily covering many numbers right now. Plus, I think he's right. The Big 12 is always a weird tournament. The underdogs do seem to always keep it close or even win in some circumstances. So I think mix all that together. Oklahoma State keeps it tight. I don't think they win. I think UCF is going to win this game. I think I picked them in my bracket, so I definitely think Oklahoma State.
Someone says it's Kodak Black Day for UCF. Kodak Black's in. I thought he was South Florida. He'd be down in Dade County. I don't think he's in Kodak Black Day. Scoop with a functioning camera. He's back in the stream. What's your pick?
Yeah, my power just flickered. I need one of those generators that you said.
I just got mine.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep fading UCF here, especially now. This is
wait. You're on Oklahoma State too?
Yeah, I can't trust the late points with that offense. It's really bad. I know they just beat TCU at TCU, which is absurd.
How the fuck am I on an island here? I took this
island with the public. That just doesn't happen very often.
I thought I was on like the square side. What the fuck?
But I'm gonna take this garbage Oklahoma State team. I get they ended this game on a season on a 5-game losing streak. I also get UCF just beat this team at Oklahoma State a few games ago. But Oklahoma State had an off night from 3. I don't think they're going to shoot that bad again. And even more, I don't think UCF's going to shoot that good again. They committed 17 turnovers, and honestly, they were lucky to escape with a win. Oklahoma State isn't good defensively. UCF's one of the better defenses, but this is going to be a different game come tournament time, so I'm going to gladly take the points. Plus, Big 12 tournament first-round dogs are 35-16 against the spread since 2005 and 13-2 against the spread since 2015.
Yeah, this is crazy. I can't believe I'm on the island here in UCF. I thought Toast was going to be on the island in Oklahoma State.
I told Sauce about this last night, and he's like, no way. So I'm glad my other compadres are with me.
Good. I'll start off 1-0. You guys start off 0-1. Next up, we got Georgia Tech and Notre Dame. We don't get to talk many Notre Dame games.
Didn't even have a pick
Georgia Tech games either.
You don't have pick graphics for this one?
No, I did. I had to make them. I didn't. We never talked to Notre Dame games, I guess, this year.
Georgia Tech plus 1.5. Notre Dame.
He's like, no, I literally had to make them.
Yeah,
right.
I couldn't find. I looked up and down the thing. It's in alphabetical order. No Notre Dame.
I probably could have sent you one from football season that had it, but whatever. All right, Scoop. I got you up first for this one. I'm on Georgia Tech, so I'll put mine up. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I'm gonna take Georgia Tech too. This game's basically a toss-up, but I'm gonna take the points. Georgia Tech's a weird team. They beat Duke, Clemson, North Carolina, Syracuse. They lost to Louisville, and they lost to this Notre Dame team twice. Boston College. Either way, I'm gonna grab the 1.5. Georgia Tech just has more talent than Notre Dame. Obviously, they showed they can compete with the top of the conference. They just beat Wake as a road team too. It was Wake's only first loss at home. I just find it really hard to believe Notre Dame can beat any team 3 times in a row. Notre Dame's maybe slightly better defensively, but Georgia Tech has a way better offense and can actually put the ball in the basket. Plus, Georgia Tech's way stronger on the glass, both offensively and defensively. So when Notre Dame won't get many second chances to put the ball in, but I'm going to side with Georgia Tech because at least they've proven they have the talent to win these games. So give me Tech.
What do you think, Andy?
I'm on the other side. I'm on Notre Dame. Georgia Tech, he's right. This is pretty much a toss-up. Georgia Tech has a couple of depth pieces in the portal. Not that that's like a crazy reason to bet against them. But you do want to have your full complement. And I also think Notre Dame down the stretch has been playing pretty tough. Better coaching for sure on Notre Dame. So I would side them here. I think it's just it's flip a coin and the winner of this game gets killed next game. So I would side Notre Dame though.
They're battling for the opportunity to get decked in the
which
next
is always
round.
fun coming in March when you're battling for the opportunity to lose by 30.
Someone said Scoop had to sell his dog because he was losing too many college basketball games.
Yesterday was awful. I was 3-8 yesterday, so I agree. I was awful.
Sell his dog.
That's a good one.
All right, Toast. You're at Georgia Tech. I already know this. We talked about it last night.
Yep, Georgia Tech for me. One of the funkiest resumes in college basketball, but I trust Damon Stoudemire. And I mean, honestly, they're playing really good too. I think that win at Wake was really huge. And honestly, I don't even worry too much about the loss against Virginia afterwards, because that's kind of a letdown spot. Beating Wake at Wake after, like Scoop had talked about, not losing a game all year for Wake at home. I think that was really big for them. And Notre Dame, I just don't really trust them at all as far as offensively. It's been really, really bad. So I just feel like Georgia Tech has a little bit more to play for. Not to mention, like we talked about, that funky resume. They've shown that they can beat the very good team. So it wouldn't be surprised me if they won 2 or 3 games in this tournament. It won't happen, but it wouldn't shock me either.
So you disagree with Andy, who's saying they're battling for the opportunity to lose by 30 next round.
I'm just saying that my point is that they have these huge wins, so it wouldn't shock me if they've
shown us they're capable of beating.
Yeah, they beat Duke earlier on in the year. They've beaten a couple of good teams. So
yeah.
Our poll
Clemson,
is 55%, 34% on Georgia Tech. So community heavy, leaning towards. Andy is truly on an island here on the Irish. Andy Island.
Fine by me.
Okay.
Rudy was offside. So.
He probably was. I hate that movie. West Virginia on the road at Cincinnati.
Not on the road.
Oh my God. West Virginia, Cincinnati, and this game is in Kansas City, obviously. I'm just used to saying it. I know that these games. I was saying that to the crowd.
There is a road game, though, on one of these.
Yeah, the moral of the story of Rudy is, if you want something bad enough, just keep annoying the shit out of people until they feel bad enough to give it to you. All right, Andy, I'm on Cincinnati here. West Virginia's trash.
Yeah, I'm with you. I could not get there with West Virginia. West Virginia, you want to talk about a team that mailed it in? They're about number 1 on that list. They lost to the Cincinnati team by, what was it, 36 we looked at last night. That was a recent game, so yeah, I don't think this will be relatively close. Cincinnati's been a pretty consistently solid team, pretty much beating who they have to beat and losing to who you expect them to lose to. So this is a game I expect them to win pretty handedly.
All right. By the way, if you guys don't know, these two teams just played last Saturday, and Cincinnati beat the brakes off them. They beat them by nearly 40. It was like 92-46 or something. It was an absolute beatdown. Scoop.
Yeah, you just said it. Since he beat the team by 36 points, really that's been the MO for West Virginia all year. They're getting absolutely smoked in every game. I can't back them here. Maybe if this was 15, I think about it, but there's no way. They also did this without Cincy's big man, Lakin, who's strong under the boards. Cincy's just an all-around a better solid defensive team. They struggled this season, but they've had close games all year. Defensively, West Virginia doesn't match up well with them at all. This whole game is a mismatch. The winner of this game plays Kansas, and I think Cincy might have a shot there too, since Kansas is missing McCullers and Dickinson. So, Cincy has the advantage on both ends. I don't see any reason West Virginia covers here.
This is scary because bring it up, Toast. But this is scary because all three of us
give me a point.
Yeah, all three of us took Cincinnati. The pie charts are all over Cincinnati. The polls all over Cincinnati. And Toast just read a trend off that underdogs in the Big 12 tournament are of an insane hit rate.
Oh, and here, I'll put a cherry on top for you boys. It's going down to 9.5 on some books.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
I'll be taking the points. Talked about the trend before. Obviously, West Virginia is absolutely terrible. There's no question about that. But maybe they play a little bit harder in this tournament. Look, this is pure a fate of the public, the line move, and the fact that I know that dogs do very, very well in this tournament. This has nothing to do with me betting on the basketball team itself. So I'll take my chances.
Yeah, honestly, I hate the matchup, and I did the video last night where I went through this game, so I know it's a terrible matchup for West Virginia, but everything is pointing towards Cincinnati and the fact where it actually looks like a sneaky spot to play West Virginia. I'm on Cincinnati, but I will not be betting this. Next up, Louisville, North Carolina State. Let's go. Bring on all you Cards haters. Here comes the Cards haters.
This is a rough one. I thought this NC State team was going to be a shoe-in tournament team. They looked like a really solid team at one point. They had an opportunity to win some big games. They were getting crushed by everybody then. And now they're playing Louisville, and I have to take Louisville.
There we go.
I don't want NC State. I don't think NC State's winning this game by double digits, and that's what you're basically.
NC State laying 9.5, 10 is insane.
I can't do that. Yeah, they're not. They're good. They're fine. Like that's pretty much all they are. They're fine, and they're not good enough to lay 10 points with. And Louisville, as bad as they've been, we've seen them a few times trip up a couple teams. Plus, this is a big game, and Louisville does have talented players on their roster. So if they need guys to score in big moments, they have those guys. So, yeah, I can't believe I picked Louisville in a game. Yeah, Louisville.
Yeah, me too. And by the way, guys, when you see me doing that, putting my hand up, I'm adjusting my camera. My camera like responds to my hand. So a lot of people are probably like, what is this guy on drugs? He's sitting there moving his hand. I'm adjusting my camera. So yeah, I'm on Louisville too. As I said last night, I like it. You got the North Carolina State Wolfpack laying 9.5, 10 points here, and everyone's just blindly coming in on North Carolina State. Like, what? I'm on Louisville. I might even take the money line to make it fun. Cards. Scoop.
No, I'm taking Louisville. Louisville's kind of like Notre Dame. I'm just going to fade them. They lost 7 straight. Nothing seems to work for them. I actually feel North Carolina is undervalued. That's how bad Louisville is. NC State lost the last 4 games of the year, but they played Pitt, Duke, North Carolina. It was a brutal stretch for them. They're better than the record says they are. I'd have to imagine DJ Horn is going to be back for this game. He's a big part of the team. Even if he's out, I'll take NC State anyway. Louisville lost these 7 in a row by an average of 16 points. I can see this line being this much at home at Louisville, which is what they were with as 7.5-point underdogs. But at the neutral site, I think NC State easily wins this game. Louisville's dead last in defensive efficiency.
We're not asking who's going to win the game, Scoop.
Second to last offensively. This whole NC squad should have an offensive field day here, whether it's DJ Burns, Jaden Taylor, Horn. I'm not concerned about this game at all. This is my favorite bet. Lock it up. NC State by 17.
My goodness.
Wow. This is just insane. DJ Burns is still there?
Yeah.
That's the center, right?
Yeah, Sauce loves it.
I didn't even know he was still there. I feel like he's been there for 10 years.
He's like the star of that team now.
Really? Yes. I can't believe he's still there. I feel like I've been betting DJ Burns games since I was in high school.
Yeah, I lean. Oh man, this
do
is
it.
Gross.
Do it.
I lean Louisville too. I don't want to do it, but I think Sauce said it best. I am not. There's no reason to think that Louisville's not the worst team, but I'm not laying 10 double digits with North Carolina State. I understand that they played a decent schedule to end the season. I get all that. But if you look through their schedule, at no point are they blowing out teams. They're winning games, but they're not blowing out teams. And now you expect them to go on the road on a neutral court and win by double digits. I understand Louisville's horrible, but I'm good. I'll take the points.
Yeah, I want to show Scoop something.
Lynn.
Games in DC for somebody that just asked. I don't know why this tournament's in DC this year, but it is.
Here, I want to bring something up for Scoop here.
Capital One Arena.
One of the worst college arenas in the country. They decided to have
Scoop. This was in Louisville.
I know Louisville. I know they covered.
They played them tough here.
Yep.
Scoop. You're gonna.
That's 83 points they scored.
Wow.
They actually covered the spread too.
They damn right they did, and you're gonna lay.
It was only 7.5. It was only 7.5 then.
Louisville up next game. By the way, poll Louisville wins. Slightly. There are a lot of people out there betting North Carolina State. All right, so we got New Hampshire, Vermont. I'm guessing this is a conference championship, or else they wouldn't have put it on my list. Semifinals. New Hampshire plus 13, Vermont minus 13. Smoker of a game here. Whole country's going to be watching this one. All right. Andy, I probably should have started with Scoop on this one. Did you get a chance to take a look?
Yeah, this is the Vermont Invitational, this tournament every year. They pretty much blow everybody out until the championship game, which they usually blow that team out too. So I will side Vermont pretty heavily. This is every year for them. They should have moved conferences years ago. They win this conference every single year, and nobody's ever particularly close. I think it's like a monopoly of this conference. They own them. They own everybody.
Where would Vermont go?
I don't know. They're in the American East right now. Maybe if they go to the Coastal, it's better. It's in a rough spot because there's no money in Vermont. So I don't know. But Yeah, they are
They
always.
can sub them out with DePaul. and
Isn't
go to
that the Bernie
Big East.
Sanders state?
It is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Scoop.
I'm fading Andy here. I
My man.
feel like anytime you talk about the America East, like Andy said, there's two things. Vermont rolls every year. They won their eighth conference regular season championship in a row. They're back-to-back conference 20 champs.
8
And
in
the
a
other
row.
Yeah, and the other thing is their conference tournament's always on when you wake up on Saturday morning. It's like so early.
Yeah.
As good as Vermont is, I'm taking their neighbors here. This is a ton of points for New Hampshire, who really isn't that bad of a team. Clarence Daniels is a solid down low scorer. He's averaging almost 10 rebounds a game. He can shoot inside and out. New Hampshire played Vermont twice. They lost by 4 at home to them and 16 in Vermont. This one's on Vermont's home floor, but Vermont only had a 2-point lead in that game going into half at home. Vermont hasn't looked like the Vermont team of a few years where they blow teams out. They're definitely vulnerable, especially offensively, where they can't seem to get going some days. And New Hampshire's been tough all year. I like them to cover here.
All right, and it sounds like Toast is on New Hampshire too.
Yeah, absolutely. 100% agree with Scoop. Said pretty much a lot of the things that I want to said. But I think they have a fighting chance in this tournament. It's really hard to beat a team 3 times in a row. We've seen that already earlier this week. Not to mention the fact that, yes, Vermont is very good. They're going to be number 1 and 2 offensively and defensively. But defensively wise, New Hampshire 3rd in efficiency. They do a really good job of turning teams over so they can get some easy buckets. So, yeah, I'm more than happy to take the points here with New Hampshire.
So this line's now 14.5, by the way. So movement.
Vermont was blowing teams out, though. I do want to say they won.
I'm with Andy.
They won almost every regular season conference game by double digits. The only ones they didn't were a loss to NJIT on a road court.
Right,
NJIT Stadium's nothing, and NJIT at home. So
Andy called this tournament.
And New Hampshire.
And New Hampshire.
no, yeah, the New Hampshire game, which was 2 weeks ago, but they also
Conveniently left that one out, didn't
They also beat them by 16. That's why I didn't leave it out.
And the line's 14.5. It's good.
Andy called this the Vermont Invitational, and that was sweet. So Vermont for me.
Catamounts.
64% said Vermont, 18% said pass, and 17% said New Hampshire. Next up, Bryant at UMass Lowell. So we got Bryant plus 6.
The other semifinal of the tournament.
Same tournament, right?
Right.
UMass Lowell minus 6. What do you got, Scoop?
Yeah, this is the 2 and 3 seed. UMass is home here, but UMass Lowell is 4-10 against the spread when they're favored by this many points. I think it's too many points here. I get they already beat Bryant twice this year, but this team also lost to Maine, NJIT, which is just a terrible team. Bryant can put up points in ways because of their fast tempo. They're not extremely great with the tempo. They're more like Western Kentucky, or more like Memphis. Actually, is a better example. They push the pace, but they're all over the place sometimes. But Bryant's also a top 100 team defensively. They've done well on defense all year. They're on a 3-game winning streak entering this one. Their last loss was actually to UMass Lowell, so this is payback here. That game was tied with 15 minutes to go last game, and UMass went off. But Bryant also had one of its worst shooting performances, shooting 11% from 3, letting UMass shoot 48%. It's hard to see that happening again. I'm going to take points here in a pretty even game.
Going with Bryant. All right, Andy.
Yeah, I would side Bryant here too. I think the number's a little too high. I do think this UMass Lowell's they are solid, but Bryant's always consistently a tough team. Their defense is really good. Their offense is awful, which we talk about that all the time. It seems as if mid-majors build their teams by defense only. But I think their defense is good enough to keep them in this game.
All right.
Top 100 defensive team. I don't know what you want to say.
Toast.
This one was kind of hard for me, but I actually lean the other way.
Let's go. That's what I like too.
So I understand that Bryant, and it's not because I think a lot of people, not these two, but I think a lot of people see that that UMass Lowell played an overtime game yesterday, and then they had lost the 2 previous ones. But before that, they had just absolutely throttled this Bryant team.
Didn't we learn our lesson from Stony Brook? That doesn't mean shit.
Trust me. I know.
I'm betting
right
this.
there.
I'm betting this.
I said it didn't mean anything. I told you guys.
No,
Well, you just bet Bryant because UMass Lowell was on an overtime game.
No, I told you with Stony Brook, it didn't matter.
Yeah, but you just bet Bryant here, so you're saying it does matter.
I'm saying they're a better team.
No,
But,
you're because of the stupid ass overtime game.
UMass Lowell, just offensively, I just think it's going to be too much. Bryant defensively. UMass Lowell, number one offensive efficiency, offensive rebounding, field goal rate, all that good stuff. So I just think it's going to be too much. Not to mention everybody in the world seems to be taking the points, and the books do not just seem to care. So
I could still get
I'm glad we
juiced.
lay the 6.
I still see a juiced 5.5 on FanDuel. I'm jumping on it.
Oh yeah.
Somebody said the Bryant game wasn't on their DraftKings. Maybe you just live in the state, because that's like the college thing.
Whoa, this must have dropped.
To what?
No!
He bet the wrong game.
I bet Bryant by accident.
Nice, let's go.
He said no.
Right.
Hold on, let's see if they give me an even cash out. All right, they're giving me an even cash out. Thank you, FanDuel.
God.
UMass Lowell, here we go. This is the side I want to be on. Boom. Bet placed. I'm in.
See what AJ just said? Please mention if any team went to overtime last night. Mention Stony Brook went to double overtime the other night.
Prop Beaver.
Shout out AJ last night sweeping it.
Yeah, AJ got a sweep
yeah.
last night. AJ, why don't you go into your Google settings and change the name on your Gmail to Prop Beaver, or make another Gmail account called Prop Beaver so people know. For those of you who don't know, AJ Bascone is Prop Beaver.
I was gonna do that with mine too.
Florgasm, that wasn't me. That must have been someone else.
Speaking of
Well,
Stony
Toast,
Brook,
yours just says Toasty, but what you got to do is put your picture
Oh yeah.
if you
good
just go to
idea.
your Google account. But anyway, let's move on. We got Stony Brook at College of Charleston, and this is a very simple one for me. I don't care what the line movement says. I don't care how good Charleston is. We're betting Stony. And want to know why? Because I watched that game yesterday, start to finish, and Stony Brook is the best team in this conference right now. I don't care what happened before this. That team was unbeatable. They were 7.5-point dogs to Hofstra, and there wasn't 1 point in the game where it was even in question. They were the better team start to finish. So I don't care that they're getting no respect in the odds from the odds makers here. Stony Brook's winning this game. I'm on Stony Brook. Red hot.
You can go ahead and copy and paste that, boys. Couldn't agree more. Not to mention the fact that Hofstra is a better team, 115 in KenPom, than Towson is, who's 144 in KenPom. And Charleston really, really struggled in that game. I really thought they were going to end up losing that game. So I have no problem in hell taking 10.5 points. This line is absolutely
I'm betting this now.
And I do not care. I'm on Stony Brook. I love Stony Brook here. I'm going to continue to be betting this team.
Oh, okay. So it looks like it dropped to 9.5 on most books. There's a 10 though. 10 on points bet. 10.5. Bet Rivers. That's the one that doesn't work for me. All right. 10 on points bet. 10 on points bet. 10 on points bet. Just a second, please. Actually, you know what? Let me bring up someone to talk so you guys don't just have to sit here staring at me betting. All right, Andy, you're on. No. He likes.
I'm on Charleston. Yes,
That's a bad pick. That's a bad. We watched that game in the office.
I'm well aware. Charleston had probably their worst. I would say their worst.
No,
game
not
in a
Charleston.
while.
The Stony Brook game.
No. Stony Brook looks really good.
They're unbeatable.
I will give them a lot of credit. I don't know about unbeatable, but I think that's a perfect time to play Charleston. They're coming off probably their worst game. I think they're going to come out a hell of a lot stronger, hell of a lot better. And you're right, Toast. I mean, they probably should have lost that game. They were down by 7 late in the game, and they came back and won. I think they finished the game on a 13-1 run, if I'm not mistaken. It's a little bit of luck as to why they're still here. Just a perfect time for me to play them. They're a really good team coming off their worst game. I 100% think they're going to regroup today. And if Stony Brook wasn't on a magical little run right now, this line would probably be perfect. They are the 7 seed in this tournament. Charleston is the by far favorite in this tournament. So the number would be right if Stony Brook wasn't going on a magical run right now. I think that ends because I think Charleston's going to play their best game of the season. They played terribly yesterday, still won the game, got their opportunity. They will 100% be playing their best game today. So Charleston.
Yeah, this is making me want to side with the guy on Twitter that was saying to take ball nowhere off your. For those of you who don't know, that some like college basketball person on Twitter called Andy out for like passing Illinois or some shit. Toast, did you see that?
Yeah, I know Ant, and it was hilarious.
It was funny. It was good. It was good.
It was awesome. I didn't know about it, and I just got to read it last night. I enjoyed it. Scoop.
Yeah, in case people are wondering, Davidson starts in 2 minutes. I like Davidson. It's just hard to go over every game.
Scoop, we're talking about Stony Brook.
Everyone's asking about Davidson Fordham, like everybody.
A lot of people are asking. I was gonna say it.
Why didn't you guys put it on the list then?
Because how are we gonna put
Shitty game? It's a shit basketball.
Oh, okay.
It's shit.
Yeah, as Kyle said, it's the Stony Brooks. They keep pulling off upsets. Get their Charleston shit out of here. Seawolves really doing it on the defensive side of the ball too. 5 of their last 7, they held teams to 65 or fewer. Scoring's never been the issue for Stony Brook. It was always their defense, but it's impossible to bet against Stony Brook right now. They covered in 7 straight, including their last 2 when they were underdogs and they won. These two played earlier this year. Charleston only won by 6. Really, I don't think they looked too great against that Towson game. They had to go on that 13-1 run late in the game. They're definitely beatable. I think Stony Brook covers here, and I think they're really a live dog, so I'm betting them the money line.
Good pick, Scoop.
It's
I
not
can't-
impossible to bet on Charleston. I did it.
You know what's crazy
I
is
just bet them yesterday, and they lost. Thanks.
He said I did it.
I can't believe it because Andy sat here on the desk next to me. We sat here and watched the entire Stony Brook game while we were working.
We did.
I can't believe you could sit there and watch that Stony Brook game and then lay 10.5 points. Team is
Because he
magic.
went out. You know what he did? He went out. He saw Charleston look decent. He went out, bought himself a quarter zip, and now he
I
feels
did, but
obligated.
that's not why. No,
to bet that
They-
side.
my
That's
point is
simple.
teams that are this good off of their worst game. They played their worst game. They played awful yesterday. They should have won that game handedly. That's a team they beat by like 16 weeks ago, a few weeks ago, and they almost lost. They played their worst game. They're going to come out better today.
Now we moved on to
They're not even
tradition.
There's only one team in South Carolina, and that's the Cox, and we all know that.
All right, Charleston's. probably the-
Milwaukee, Oakland. You sticking with tradition, Andy?
I am. I really like, and it's surprising too because I really like this Milwaukee team and how they played yesterday. But Oakland again, far better team here. It's tradition. It's just tradition. That's the number one point. I just saw what AJ said and I'm laughing about it. But yeah, I think Oakland better team in every way. Milwaukee's pretty much on a magical run right now. I don't know if anybody expected them to be here. Oakland better team. I've been saying it the whole time, so I'm just gonna side with them again.
You know, probably says throw this dude in a cell. Yeah, I'm tradition. I'm jumping on the tradition because tradition wins. I'm on Oakland too, the Golden Grizzlies. I didn't bet this one yet though, but like depending on what Toast and Scoop say, I might bet it. Scoop.
Yeah, just an FYI, I lost 4 of these games when my power went off, so I'm going by memory. I tried to go against Milwaukee the last 2 games without any luck, so I'm going to take them here. They won 6 straight. They're playing awesome offensively. They're scoring close to 90 points per game their last 3. They're making over 50% of their shots. I think Oakland's going to have a hard time slowing them down. I would say bet the over since this matchup had like 195 and 178, but I said that with the Texas A&M Commerce game yesterday, and look what happened, so that was bullshit. Teams are really D'ing up in the conference tournaments. Milwaukee has an awesome offense, and I think they've been doing better defensively. They had some crucial stops last game. I really think Oakland will give up some good looks here from 3 too, so I'm going to take Milwaukee.
Yeah, when Andy first said at the beginning of this tournament, it's tradition. I always take Oakland in this tournament. I was like, ha ha. Then the second round, he's like, it's tradition. And I was like, dude, that's stupid. But now it's in the third round, and it keeps winning. So it's tradition. I'm on Oakland. I'm done fighting tradition. Toast.
I lean Oakland. I didn't bet this one yet because
It's
Milwaukee
tradition.
has been so very good to me. But I do think that everybody is seeing what Oakland did yesterday against Cleveland State and thinking that maybe they're a little bit vulnerable. But Cleveland State is much, much better than this Milwaukee team. So I think that if Oakland has any sort of focus here today, they should cover this number pretty easily. So I wanted to look at it a little bit more to see if it went down a little bit, but there's no way I'll be on Milwaukee. I'll be on Oakland or pass. I'll probably end up using Oakland in a money line parlay with somebody that's like a 9-point favorite or something.
Golden Grizzlies. Scoop on his own little Milwaukee Panthers island.
I wanted to get there with Milwaukee.
Imagine
I
going
really
against
tried.
tradition.
Imagine fading
That's
tradition.
crazy.
Oakland didn't cover yesterday. They're not covering today.
No, because I said they wouldn't, though. I knew that.
Got it.
That's my boy. Remember? It's more important than my kids.
Wagner.
Right. I remember.
Yo, the one team he compared to his kid. It's like,
That was them.
It's like,
that was that game. Yeah.
It's like my son. Like, yo, what?
It's like I'm picking between my 2 kids right now.
I didn't feel like that. Yo, I have a redheaded stepchild. Okay, literally.
So I already bet this game. I took Wagner on the money line here. Full disclosure, I don't know a damn thing about Wagner. my good friend he was my friend since first grade. He played football at Wagner. So I'm supporting my pal, Benton Wagner. I couldn't tell you a single fact about Wagner basketball other than they are playing a game tonight against Merrimack. That's the extent of what I know about Wagner. Andy?
I'm on Merrimack. I think they're going to crush them tonight. This is like a lot like the Oakland game. Just they're way better. Wagner's on a run right now. I mean, the records show it themselves: 21-11, 15-15. But also, Merrimack is 300th. Not Merrimack. Wagner 300th on both sides of the ball. I don't see it here from them. I just think their run's going to end here. So give me Merrimack. Is this a semifinal, Toast?
No, this is the final.
This is the final?
The
okay.
final,
Yeah, this is definitely the final. This is Wagner's chance to go to the dance. Thanks, Prop Ever. Says I'm extremely brave for betting Wagner.
I agree.
Toast, do you like my Wagner money line bet?
Not necessarily, because I was going to use Merrimack and Oakland together at plus 100. But for the sake of the show, Merrimack for me as well. It's just a huge step up in class for Wagner. And this Merrimack team with the chance to go to the tournament, I think they really turn it on here today. So defense versus offense, there's no question about that. But I'll take Merrimack in that very, very good defense. I think they win here big.
Yo, it's actually Mo and Franz Wagner night in Wagner tonight. So tough spot to fade Wagner. Scoop?
I'm going to take Merrimack here. Merrimack's a better team. Their defense is the best in the conference.
You're putting me on a Wagner island?
Yeah. This is Merrimack's way. This is how Merrimack wins a game. It'll be a low-scoring physical game. Merrimack won 12 of their last 13. They're 1-1 against Wagner. That run includes the Wagner win too. When they were 12-13, they held them to 44 points. Wagner's not a good team. They had a nice run right now, winning 2 in a row. But Merrimack's home here. They're going to win this tournament for the second year in a row. And this time they can actually go to the tournament, since last year they couldn't because of the stupid rules. But Jordan Durkak's the Northeast Player of the Year. He's a great two-way player. And even though Merrimack's not a great offensive team, actually they're not even a good offensive team, but this team can definitely lock down Wagner, so I'll take Merrimack.
They're better offensively than Wagner.
Yeah, that's true.
Comment said Scoop is creepy. We know.
Obviously, we already knew that.
We know.
60%, 21%. So I am extremely on an island here with Wagner. Just me, all by myself. Next up, Miami at Boston College. All right. ACC.
It's an ACC game, all right.
Someone said our analysis seems weak today. Well,
Thank
you know what? Your analysis is weak. All right.
I mean, how can you pass up? My buddy went to Wagner, so let me vote for him.
Oh, well, yeah.
I feel like that was
a deep dive there.
Yeah.
You doesn't get much more deeper than that.
So you guys already know I went through this one last night on YouTube. I'm on Miami. Is it really 2.5 now? God damn it. I'm not switching. I'm on Miami.
Doing a crap across the board.
Shit. Yeah, I'm on the Canes here. It's hard to beat a team 3 times in a row. I'm a little worried about Boston College's 3-point shooting, though, because the weakest part of Miami's defense has been the perimeter and stopping the 3-point shooting, and Boston College actually has done a good job shooting the 3-point shot. So that's a huge mismatch for Boston College. But everywhere else, I kind of like the matchup for Miami. They should be able to score on Boston College. So I'm on Miami here, but I don't love the fact that I feel like everyone's betting Miami, and now that's at 2.5. I don't love that. But, yeah, that's the only way I'd go. Canes are pass for me. By the way, AJ Bascon, Prop Beaver, is a Canes alum. Prop Beaver, all about the Canes. He's from Miami.
He's really proud of it, too.
He's a proud Miami Hurricane.
I have a Miami Hurricanes tattoo on my leg. Just a little fun information for everybody.
Andy.
I don't have a Miami Hurricanes tattoo on my leg. I'm going to go with Boston College in this one. The line movement's the main reason. I could see this is, in my opinion, this is going to be a 1 to 2 point game no matter what. I think these teams have both kind of mailed it in, but I think Miami to an extended level mailed it in. I gave you the whole spiel the other day. This team should have been competing for the national title. they're playing the first game in the ACC tournament, or the first day of the ACC tournament. A complete flip from what they expected. They had their coach just say he's going to return. He's 74 years old. He's a dinosaur. So at this point, I really don't know.
There'll be no ill word.
You're a Jay Larranaga guy? All right.
Absolutely not.
Okay, cool. No, I'll take BC here. A team with a little bit more to play for here. They're younger. They didn't have expectations. They go on a little bit of a run here. It'll be good for them. Plus, this line just keeps moving to Miami, and if this is an awful Miami team right now, so I'm 100% on the underdog here.
Toast, Canes.
I actually like the over in this one. I do think that Miami's going to score. I think that you have guys like Amir and Cleveland and stuff like that I respect enough that I don't think are going to absolutely mail it in the ACC tournament. They could still make a run here, so I do think they're going to get points. And then you alluded to it, Boston College defensively absolutely terrible, but offensively they pretty good in effective field goal percentage. They're fourth in the ACC in that area. They're the fourth best three-point shooting team in the conference as well. When Miami's 13th best in defending it. So I just think that we get points here. Miami runs at a really fast pace. Boston College, not so much. But if Miami's hitting shots, Boston College is going to have to speed things up. And since they can hit the three ball, I'll take my chances. So
if you want to see
147,
if you want to see what's holding me off from actually betting this, or at least right now, whoops, that's the wrong one. Sorry. It's Boston College 3-point shooting. I thought that's what I clicked. Oh, there we go. So here are the 3-point numbers for Boston College in the last 10 games. Look at Miami's defense on the left, Boston College on the right. So everything else, the rest of the matchups I thought were favorable for Miami, but the 3-point shot should be there for Boston College. Scoop?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the season sweep here for Boston College. Like we all said during that Florida State game, which we all picked, Miami's just a disaster. They're a dysfunctional team right now. They completely let the season slip away. They were projected to finish in the top 5 of the conference everywhere. It's not even a good conference this year. That's how bad Miami is. They finished 14th out of 15th in a down year for the ACC. What's funny is they actually have the talent to compete with the upper teams of this conference, but there's zero cohesion, and it really feels like this team doesn't even like playing with each other. Nigel Pack's been a disappointment if he plays. These teams sit 95th and 96th in Ken Palm. They're right next to each other. No one has talked about Boston College much this season. They played some close games and covered against some better teams. I don't think there's any reason Boston College won't finish 3-0 against this Miami team.
So, wow, I am the only one on Miami. I thought everyone was going to be on Miami. I actually like it a little more now. I'll be on a Miami island. Toast said he liked Miami. He's too much of a coward to play it. Although I do like the over too. That's the way I would go as well, is over. So I actually like your angle. 50%, 41% Miami in that one. Here we go.
Oh, the big one.
The big one. Even though
the easiest game on the board, boys. I'll sit back and let you guys talk about this one.
Well, I already bet it. I got Gonzaga at 2. This line opened at 1.5. What are we doing here?
What is it at? 7 now? I'm just kidding. It's a joke.
Was at 3.5. Let's look.
Oh, here comes the 4s. The 4s are popping up. Bet Rivers, Caesar,
yep, 4s. Yep.
Point bet.
I don't really. If you're on Gonzaga and you plan on telling us here with Gonzaga, go bet this shit now. Like, I got this at 2. It's now at 4 on a lot of books. I don't really understand the line. In the last month of the season, Gonzaga's been 5-6 points better than St. Mary's on a neutral court. I don't get it. I don't think. So say this line 3.5. I don't think I would take St. Mary's plus 3.5 if the game was at home in St. Mary's. Honestly, I don't get it. So yeah, I'm on the Zags. I'm holding a Zags -2 ticket for a full unit that I'm really comfortable with. Gonzaga's been the better team. I'm sure the Zags will choke it away on Saturday or Sunday, the first weekend of the big tournament, but they should cruise in this one.
Yeah, I completely agree. And that's 100% correct, too. Like, Gonzaga has absolutely dominated the West Coast Conference tournament, the West Coast Conference. This is just what they do. If they're going to choke, they're going to choke in the first or second round of the tournament in a game that they should probably be favored by 7. But the fact of the matter is this team has been absolutely rolling. And since that loss to St. Mary's at home, this team hasn't looked back, and they've absolutely turned a corner. If you don't think that Mark Few is going to be in these guys' ears, you guys are absolutely crazy. There is no more look-ahead spots for Gonzaga. I tried to explain this to some people yesterday with San Francisco. They were like, oh, there might be a look-ahead. No, Gonzaga feels like they're in the conference or the NCAA tournament right now.
The look-ahead spot, it's March Madness. There's no look-ahead spots.
No breaks right now. There's no look-aheads. There's no nothing. Every game means the world to this team. They're going to fucking throttle these boys again.
They're going to throttle them again, says Toast. Scoop, you're not taking St. Mary's, are you?
So I know before this tournament, Kyle said he was going to take St. Mary's here in this position, but
and then he saw Gonzaga play.
It's hard not to bet Gonzaga here. I'm gonna go with Gonzaga. I actually wanted to bet St. Mary's too, but
I did say that. He's right.
But Ike's been awesome. This offense has been rolling. Anton Watson's been getting better too down low. Plus, they still have Nemhard, the guard. This team, like I said, this team's just rolling. Their offense is great. They're covering all these games. Their offense is looking like the 2019-2020 offense right now. How much they're doing well. St. Mary's is still a defensive squad. They can turn it up offensively, but the way Gonzaga's is playing, just playing offense right now, I don't see how St. Mary's can stay in this game. So I'm going to take the Zags.
Andy?
I wanted to be different because I knew everybody was picking Gonzaga, but I looked at the stats. The stats mean nothing. This Gonzaga team, I think somebody in the comments said it, they're a freight train you don't want to get in front of right now. I'd put them toward the top of the country right now. Nobody is playing better than them. Not even Purdue or UConn. Like, nobody is playing better than Gonzaga right now. I know the competition they played before this game wasn't great, but it does not matter. This is... I said Vermont Invitational before. This is Gonzaga's Invitational pretty much every year too. So they're waiting for this spot. I think I said that yesterday. It was a look ahead spot for Gonzaga because they had this game on deck. This game's here now. They're gonna crush them.
Yo, Toast. Didn't St. Mary's beat Gonzaga? Yeah, St. Mary's beat Gonzaga early in the season.
Yeah, they beat him in Gonzaga, and the fans were throwing shit on the court.
Yeah.
Since that St. Mary's loss, Gonzaga's won by double digits in every single game they played except for on the road against Kentucky as a 7-point dog.
Yeah.
Which they still beat Kentucky outright.
84% to where was that? Where's the results? Waiting for them to pop up. Everyone's on Gonzaga, though. That's all you need to know. The whole world's taking Gonzaga here, and I don't really understand. This line should be 5.5, 6. It's 84-14, according to the community. Next game. And this is the last one up. We got Denver, South Dakota State.
Here.
Yeah, an absolute scorcher in this one.
Final. Championship.
It is, yep. So Denver plus 9.5. South Dakota State.
Oh, my God.
Minus 9.5. Pass.
I got this. I bet this under 164 last night. It's 155 now. So bet the over because we all know what happens when I get closing line value on a total.
You got 7 points? Oh, my God.
You did that the other day, too, right?
He had 9 the other day and then went way over.
Yeah. That was the Drake game, right? Yeah. They weren't missing, though. That wasn't your fault. Drake didn't miss a shot in that game, I don't think.
Andy, you taking the Jackrabbits?
I said it yesterday. The winner of that Omaha-Denver game was getting decked. This is going to be a decking. This is probably my favorite bet of the day, and it's a little crazy probably. But, yeah, I think they've been waiting for this game. I don't see anything that would put me to Denver here. I think as this is oftentimes their tournament anyway, the Summit League, South Dakota State. So I think they will. This is a decking. That is the way I'll put this. It's going to be ugly.
Decking loading.
A decking is loaded, yes.
Sounds good. I'll side with Andy on the decking. I have no idea. Scoop?
I'm going to take Denver. This is just a lot of points.
So not a decking.
Against the tradition and a decking today.
I know there was a tradition on this one, too. You didn't tell me that.
Yeah, it's a traditional decking.
It's additional decking. I know Toast said they bet the under. The reason why this total is high is because both of their regular season things were pretty much track meets, but all of a sudden Denver can play defense. I don't understand. It is what it is. But they can also shoot the three well. A lot of these teams, or a lot of these players are averaging double digits. Denver still has Tommy Brunner. He leads the whole nation in points per game. He just did it last game. As long as he's on, I can see them staying in this game. I'm strictly just taking the points because this is a lot for a championship game, and hopefully they play D like they did last game.
So Scoop going on his own Denver Island. Toast, you're with the Jackrabbits, right?
No, I would actually agree with Scoop.
What?
Yeah, I would take the points as well. First and foremost, the reason that I like the under, especially at 164, so just for everybody that knows, taking a point, in championship game unders, the games that open at 160 or higher are 10-1-1 to the under. That's why as soon as I saw 164, I grabbed it right away. Yeah, I just think that Denver's playing really well right now. Defensively, they're just good. And like Scoop said, with Tommy shooting what he does, they can be in any game. So unless they're just absolutely ice cold from the field, I expect them to stay in this game. So Denver, like I said, defensively, their numbers are absolutely terrible, but we've seen these guys play. They've been playing better defensively. There's no reason for me to think they're just going to magically stop playing defense over the next day, or over the one day. So Denver plus 10 or whatever it is. Yeah, absolutely. In a game that I think is going under anyway.
So our community is definitely siding with me and Andy here on the Jackrabbits, 48%, 29%. So why don't we do a real quick
Davidson, Fordham tipped off anybody that, because there was a lot of people seemed interested in
that
that
one.
one.
It's only 7-4, and with
so let's
8 minutes gone by.
Let's go with quick community parlay before we close.
I liked Davidson.
I have Ski's show at 1:30. I'm going on as a guest on Ski's show, so got a couple things to do. Get things that I would normally do for the 4 o'clock show. I'm doing it earlier. All right, so we got Charleston. That's not the right day.
Certainly not the right day.
Oh, hold on.
You didn't tweet. Yeah, you didn't tweet this list out.
Yeah, I sent it to myself.
Also, whoever's gonna join tomorrow, we're gonna be at 11 again. I know there's like 80 games, so we're picking the best kind of like 18 to 20 maybe region.
Yeah, we might have to. We're gonna start at 10:30 a.m. tomorrow.
Yeah,
that's fine.
West
I think
Cincinnati.
Yeah, because I think Florida State, Virginia Tech's on at 12 anyway.
pretty much the next, I want to say 4 days will be 8, 10.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because up until Saturday too.
All right,
At least there's only 3 games early.
First poll's running.
Yeah, wait. Tomorrow, I don't think it's that strong of a slate.
No, it
not.
is. Dude, yeah, it is.
It is.
Crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah,
I was looking at it too,
bad.
Scoop.
I know
What
the
am
SEC and the Big East is good.
Oklahoma, TCU. Is that who you're excited for?
Well, we got
I mean,
Big 12
there's
games.
still Kansas State, Texas.
Hold on.
There's-
You got Big 12 games, you got ACC games, you got Big East games, and then you got a conference championship or two.
Yeah,
There's like
playing,
20.
Clemson's playing. You got Georgia.
Toast.
Yeah, you're gonna watch that DePaul Villanova game.
Toast.
Yeah,
I was
that
looking
Paul's
at
gonna
it.
win.
That's not on the list tomorrow. Sorry.
Xavier,
was
I'm gonna watch
looking at
Xavier
it.
Butler.
Yeah, I was looking at it more of there are games. There's a lot of games. Those are not the strongest.
I agree with you, Andy.
Well, you're from the West Coast. The Big East tournament is taken seriously.
The Big East tournament is huge, and that Xavier Butler game is really good. But the other, the DePaul Villanova game, I mean,
That's what I'm.
if you're not taking
Yeah,
Villanova,
maybe if you're on the
tomorrow, I
West
think you're
Coast, you don't have
crazy.
interest in the Big East. But
What's the? Do they have a line for that yet?
No, I don't have.
No,
an
it'll be
interest
out
in
around
Xavier
5
and
o'clock.
Butler. That's
I
why I
wanna know
don't
what
have
that
an
line
interest in.
yeah.
You don't like that Mata. That's
Who-
you don't like Miller
Sean
or
Miller.
Butler.
Bro, I don't
And
remember
they
these.
played each other.
I don't remember these championship games. Scoop didn't write the fucking team name.
I know he didn't. I got you.
Yeah, Well, I did it
CAA is
last night.
Charleston. Charleston won that poll.
Okay, thank you, Andy.
Horizon was Oakland.
Oakland money line. Okay.
He wrote Merrimack,
Well,
Wagner.
and Merrimack definitely won that poll. All right.
Just
All right.
that.
I was just proclaiming that was frustrating.
Hostile.
I had the same thing this morning when I was making the graphics.
Well, I mean, I went to sleep and I didn't know who actually won until this morning.
Ronald's gonna make
How do you
it.
go to sleep, Scoop?
Like midnight, but there's still West Coast games that tip off.
No, I
at
know. I
11:30.
just didn't know. I was just curious. That's all.
Like the Zags game. I only saw like first 15 minutes.
I was working with that on, and I
That's
just
why I
kept
can't
looking, and it
stand
kept
the East
getting
Coast time. The
progressively
East Coast
worse.
time zone is an absolute mockery. It's just ridiculous.
It's got to be the worst. I mean, we live in
it's
it,
by
but it's
far
got
the
to be
worst.
the worst.
And I'm doing soccer
Especially-
after this. So.
I can't handle it.
I'd
The
love
only
to do
time
like
it's
the summer.
Good is for early mornings for you guys. Besides that,
Sun's out, guns out.
Oakland money line's gonna be the second.
I'm already giving away. I think Villanova might win that game by 40 tomorrow. They have to for their net rating. They have to because they're gonna lose their next game, so they kind of have to beat them by as much as possible for their net rating.
WC. Oh, that's Gonzaga.
But knowing that I said that,
Summit League, that's Denver, so that's South Dakota State.
Just depends on what the line is.
And then
I don't think they're gonna make
for
it
second
39.
place, we got. We'll just do these three for the third one. So these three, and then we'll do second place for the last one.
I think DePaul pulled a big upset last year in the Big East tournament. I think they beat
That's not
DePaul. I
happening.
don't know.
Someone
I
said
don't know how big
betting.
it was.
Someone said betting group chat March Madness. We already have we have a Discord where we're all in there. It's on KyleKirms.com. Oh, I can end this poll quickly. It's Gonzaga money line by 1 million.
And yes, Xavier or DePaul beat Seton Hall last year, Andy.
And then I think DePaul nearly was like playing tight with Marquette. If it was Xavier, yeah, they were playing a tough game and they almost.
I
beat
can't.
him.
It's so weird. The West Coast is weird because Toast, the college basketball fan, he just said he doesn't care about Xavier Butler.
It is a big. I disagree with that. Yeah, I think that's a pretty big game because I think the winner plays UConn, and I think everybody.
All the Big East tournament games are big.
Yeah.
It's the Big East
Well,
tournament.
If
Yeah,
Villanova DePaul
15 years ago.
game.
Oh my God, Toast.
No,
you're
that's
such a-
wrong. Because you're telling me even as
You're,
a college
so, you're
basketball
such a
fan, you're not
casual,
excited-
dude.
You're not
the Big
excited
East
for
is
St. John's
serious
Seton
here.
Hall on Thursday.
That's the most electric game of
That's
the year.
gonna be insane.
Whoever's playing Kansas, I'm taking whoever's playing Kansas. I don't care.
That's
It'll be
not-
Cincinnati if they win.
If they win, they.
Oh,
beat.
that's right. Yeah, you're right.
I know my shit, Scoop.
Shit, I didn't think you were right, but you are.
I was
And
in
then
a
the
college
winner of that
basketball
game plays
spaces last
Baylor.
night.
Yeah, the winner of that game plays Baylor, so that team loses. Whoever wins that one.
Right.
So it's going to be Cincinnati money line as the last leg. So UCF money line, Oakland money line.
Cincinnati minus 500.
Big East
Plus 352.
By the way, did you know both community parlays hit last night?
Yes.
I did see that.
Yeah.
Another winner like
So
that.
community parlays went 2-0. College one hit yesterday. We're going
What's
for
the-
3 consecutive community parlay hits right here. So it's UCF, Oakland money line, Gonzaga money line, Cincinnati money line at plus 352. I have to read it off at the end because I didn't realize there's people that listen in their car like a radio show. So someone had told, someone told me that. They're like, there's people that listen.
Those are just the
And,
people that don't
someone-
want to look at us.
And someone commented that, like, yo, I listen on my way to work every day. So they don't actually see
glad
us,
that-
so we have to read
Yeah,
it.
that's good to know though. Actually,
Yeah. So thanks for watching. I'll be over on the ski show at 1:30, and then our NBA show is at 4 p.m. So see you guys later today. Let's have a good college basketball day. Later.
What time do you